big, really hard to get over one. You may be called to explore how you, your ancestors, or your society have, consciously or unconsciously, inflicted pain on others. Well, I think we're in the midst of one of those periods where we're seeing on the macro and the micro level of us hurting each other. Like, it's pretty plain. To find a way to drop the armor around your heart and see things as they truly are for all people. To say, I'm sorry, with an open heart and mean it. To be part of the healing rather than the perpetuation of inherited conflict or oppression that needs to be ripped out to the root. This isn't about blame. It's about unwinding the patterning that got us here. So our programming is also what we would call that patterning. But we're programmed into these patterns. They're just generational. So it's hard to dislodge like a terrible tick. You may be called to devote your time to causes and believe in... You may be called to devote your time to causes you believe in or do healing work on your ancestral line. Starseed Soul Inquiry. How are you being called to drop your defenses and unwind past wrongs? If you don't have an answer right away, you know where you can start. I'm sorry. Hi, Puffer. It woke up the cat. Oh, no. So the next card I have from the Starseed Oracle deck is Karmic Relationships. Well, I'd say that that's what we're having right now is a big, gigantic, collective karmic relationship overhaul, review, display, performance. We're doing it all with the karmic relationships. Hold on, I'm going to find what the book says. Wait. I wore the other glasses that they gave me like last summer or this past summer that hurt my eyes and gave me a headache, and they were starting to do it again. So I switched. Well, they were letting me be able to read this better. But now I have on my super fancy cool ones, and I'm seeing better out of them. So that's interesting. I already forgot what page. Okay. I'll do better. I'll do better. Here we go. Karmic relationships. So the subtitle is Orion Energy, Polarity, Soul Growth, Conflict. That all sounds like argy-bargy. Okay, the book says, the constellation Orion is thought by many to have been a place of great polarity and eventual unity. So they went through some stuff and division and eventually found a way to coalesce. Well, that's heartening. We've done it before. We, of course, can do it again. Some believe that many starseeds who were part of this cosmic history are incarnate on Earth now and are playing out karmic relationships from Orion times. Perhaps you're one of them. I'm not letting you out right now. You gotta wait till I'm finished. Polarity causes conflict and highlights... Actually, let me just let him out. He just threw a little bit of a fit. Hold on, I'm coming. Okay, let me see if I can figure out where I was. Oh, yes, I think the last thing I read was Perhaps You're One of Them, and Orion, that incarnated here at this time. Polarity causes conflict and highlights separation. However, because of this, conflict can also result in unity and growth. Too many misunderstandings are caused when we don't open our heart and mind and see things from a different point of view. Like the point of view of them when you're us, or us when you're them. When we go into reactive second-guessing mode, instead of gathering the courage to open our heart, we should admit that we may have reacted because of our own woundings, and then find mutual ground. So, like, I guess, look for mutual woundings in your opposite. Uh-oh. Pardon. Okay. We're all innocent children looking to be seen, understood, and cherished. It's much harder to grow closer through conflict than it is to grow further apart. Well, I mean, that tracks with what I was saying. Oh, maybe it wasn't this video. I've said it many times. It's a lot harder to just open your heart and be loving and vulnerable than it is to just be angry and mean. I don't know, maybe it's mixed up in that fight or flight thing, because it sure does seem instantaneous. And it also, a lot of times, looks like exactly what it is, like big bluster and anger, because hiding behind that is a little person that is like needy and just wants a hug and someone to understand them and tell them they're cool or cute or, you know, like whatever the need is. It's nothing to be ashamed of, for God's sake. It certainly doesn't warrant, you know, a 3,000 person a day quota. Sorry. It's more challenging to see the innocence of all involved and find... Okay, so remember, we're here playing a role. We're going to, like, at some point step off stage and be ourselves. So when you're playing a role, you're not going to go to jail for what your character did. It's not you. It's not even a real person. Sorry, I don't mean to yell. I got all... I don't know, got the spirit or something. Sorry. No, I'm not. And yet, that's the invitation of conflict. It's easy to react and take things personally. It's more challenging to see the innocence of all involved and find a way to grow closer through the conflict. It's through relationships that we grow the most. How can you soften your heart and drop your defenses long enough to see things from a different point of view? How can you see the innocence of all involved? How can you learn to see the similarities rather than the differences? Starseed Soul Inquiry. Which relationships do you find the most challenging? How can you see things from a different perspective? How are you being called to allow growth through the conflict? I'm not going to try to answer those, but I did want to comment on how can you learn to see the similarities rather than the differences, and how can you soften your heart and drop your defenses enough to see things from a different point of view? So I actually have a comment on all of those things. I've been watching Fallen Skies, which was, I'm pretty sure it was on NBC, and it was a sci-fi that starred Noah Wyle, and it has Will Patton and, I don't know, some other people. So anyway, in the story, remember the sign? Spoilers could very well happen. I'm going to spoil right now. So in the story, Wiley's character has three sons, and one of them is captured by the aliens, and they like make him a zombie kind of, and he wants to go get him really bad, and and he doesn't know where he is at first, so he gets put together with this army commander guy, and Wiley's character is an academic, so he gets no respect from army guy. Except he ends up getting made second in command by army guy's superior, and he don't like that really. But whatever. And then gradually, Wiley's character proves himself, and so his son, Wiley's character's son, gets abducted, and they don't know where he is at first, and then one of the other sons that's still with him is out on a patrol, and he sees the brother, and he sees that he's been taken captive and made into the zombie kind of guy. And so he goes back and he tells the father, and they of course want to go rushing out there and grab him, but there's strategy involved, and there's resources that have to be considered, and he has to go, has to ask the army guy for permission basically to go. So conditionally he gets it, which means he has to do stuff first before he can go look for his son. And Wiley's character is smart enough to read the landscape and know that he can't really be making demands. He understands that the army guy doesn't respect him because he's a college professor, so he's not pressing things. And he's just okay, can I do this, or what can I do extra for that? And eventually they come to agreements. Over the course of the series, this happens, or at least as far as I am, which is, I think, still the first season. But I can foresee that there's always going to be that sort of chest bumping thing. Even if he's an academic, he's still a man. So, anyway, fuck. Oh, I guess it's still going. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you look up my nose. So anyway, they work it out, okay? And then, everybody gets to do what they need to do. But what it took was a little bit of respect had to be gained by army guy for academic guy. And academic guy is already doing a lot of stuff because he's doing all this other emotional stuff of his own family and the people that are also refugees of this alien attack. And so they find ways to do things for each other and gain appreciation for each other. And I think that's what the book is referring to. And I'm going to rush it and hurry up and go because I'm running out of storage space. I love you. I love you. Good night. Thank you and good night.